Let's be honest, okay?
Ooh, already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so we're kind of cheaters. I mean, we're not cheaters, we just simply forgot to record the summary for day 8, which was the second to last day.
That day.
That day? So what now? And that's not a bad thing because now I've transferred everything and we can comment on what happened there. A lot happened. That was a long day for me, I noticed.
Yes, indeed. There were a great many exciting and memorable adventures that occurred.
There were a lot of adventures. And it was a really long day. A lot of driving. Because we were going from Malangen to Alta, and maybe we were a bit spoiled because we slept in.
In a beautiful hotel, just amazing. And if you ever find yourself in Malangen, you should definitely check it out. I don't know how much it might have.
Cost. It probably cost millions, but it was the best. These were cottages on a volcanic rock by the shore.
On the tranquil shore of a beautiful lake, which of course had a perfectly glassy surface in which, of course, the surrounding buildings were clearly reflected. So the charming towns.
Yes, that's where the head of Conde Europe joined all of us. I joked that he was on an XR125, which we came across there. Well, as for friends, no for friends. No, as for friends. No, as for friends. No friends. No, as for friends. No, about friends. No, about friends. No, about friends. No, this is about our cherished friends. No, this is truly about our wonderful friends. No, this is indeed about our very good friends. So that you can enjoy skiing to its fullest potential. Teamwork, true teamwork, is an incredibly complex and often frustrating endeavor. How can we possibly navigate this? Fuck this. Honestly, the sheer difficulty of it all is overwhelming. Yes, I understand the theoretical benefits, but in practice, it's a constant struggle. I'm so much older now, and with age comes a certain weariness, a profound understanding that this entire situation will undoubtedly be the absolute worst experience imaginable. The challenges are immense, and my patience is wearing thin. It's totally and completely, without a doubt, in every conceivable way, absolutely and unequivocally true.
Unique. Berla, a company from Sweden. It doesn't sound like it should, but it is a very unique and interesting name and quite distinctive.
Good to be happy. Vikings
Are 200 years longer than the rest.
breeds. Seriously, you Vikings. You really, truly, and undeniably did something quite remarkable. You took part of the rations in the car. Yes, 3 times. 3 times on the car, and once in.
Car, yes, the type of car doesn't really matter.
So, for the very first time you ever sat in that particular car, it was indeed a vehicle that you had meticulously and personally constructed yourself. And then I drove another 2,000 kilometers to.
Paris.
Yes, I had to fix it, but I got some petrol and met Elvis, and I finished 100 hours after the winter.
But have you truly completely finished? I have indeed, without a doubt, entirely finished my task. Perfect. I only finished a mere 65 hours out of those 200 total hours. And you visited XR, the extended reality company from Sweden? From Sweden, indeed.
So we decided to go with him.
Yeah, that day was a day of adventure. So we said, all right, Hedgebera, today we're following you.
And that was a real off-road day.
Yes. That was a real off-road day.
Truly an off-road day.
What about next? No, not. Elements of off-roading, if you ask me. There is.
Also, someone I know like that.
Yeah. So after the ride, we only split off from him when we were already driving on that road. Where is that map anyway? When we were driving that road from Malangen and Duarte, that's the E6 road.
And that road is very beautiful. And it's worth focusing on it.
It goes all the way well. It's not marked here. But you can more or less see how it goes. This is the E6 road, which just runs all along the edge of the fjord.
Along the fjord.
Yeah, non-stop. You have a view of the fjord. It doesn't get better. You just drive, there's the fjord, and on the slope.
Besides that, you're constantly surprised by stunning waterfalls. And they're so wild and so magnificent and so easy to miss. that sometimes we would go back and drive by them again. But actually,
It was hard to miss them because sometimes they would pour right onto the road.
that too.
And
I drank water from a waterfall. I mean, even from a glacier. Well,
you didn't look too really happy about it at all.
Monica.
You're drinking glacier water, and here glacier water is going to be pure. Go ahead, have some glacier water. Thank you so very much.
And then lunch at one of the coolest
Places.
we've ever eaten at. And
One of the coolest places. Well, actually,
probably even the coolest place where we've watched a race. But
of course, we've only watched at home.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct and true, and I completely agree with that statement.
in the company of Spaniards, who laughed the most at the joke, who is Lorenzo? They told themselves who it was.
Lorenzo, I settled in quite comfortably.
Even the Spaniards don't get along with Lorenzo. Sorry, Lorenzo fans. I feel a little sorry for him.
I write about him. Bachelor's thesis. I am
Then.
I am emotionally attached to him.
We eat anyway. We ate reindeer there. Reindeer stew, which was very good. And after all that, we decided that we got so excited about the off-roading since the guys had been riding there earlier. Radek showed us how they nicely drove up the hill there. And we decided that since we're already on an off-road trip, we also want to have a shot of us going up that hill.
Excuse me. At this particular point, I just truly want to add that I knew this could potentially end in different ways, but a significant part of me genuinely believed it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, me too. And that part of me believed until
The very end.
it was time to leave quickly. And I thought, well, okay, maybe it won't because there wasn't that much of a cake there. Well, actually, I did say that I had to finish, but in a funny way. Hello, Andrej. A test is a test.
Oh, and by the way, but I also said this live. I wanted to say that Siuchi and Modeka are great because dried mud comes off them really easily. You just really need to simply brush it off, and then you can certainly keep on going forward.
Yeah, and then we kept going, and then it was far again. Somehow that day it was really.
How far is it from this particular point in time and space?
So it was quite a significant and considerable stretch, indeed, from the bustling industrial area, you see.
Yeah, and I was riding to Dakar, and it only took me 15 hours. Oh,
This is a truly great achievement. Yes, indeed it is. Because you have.
a hand. Yes. And then I came up with this system. Because the marketing manager at Honda, of course, told me that if you can bring your motorcycle, they have strange.
Ideas from somewhere. Whether.
You can bring the vehicle to the big exhibition in Wittenberg? Yes, of course. Why not? And the only problem I found later. The thing was that the exhibition started on the 27th of January and the Dakar ended on the 17th of January, so there were only 10 days. In
Get the car out of Dhaka.
Vienna, that's impossible. I truly believed I had found it, so I initially thought it was going to happen in the last year, and that particular moment would mark the very beginning of something significant. However, it now seems highly probable that this current year I unfortunately won't be riding with a MotoGP series, and consequently it simply won't be happening as I had hoped or planned. Now I understand why. Because truly it wasn't that easy at all. But when I finished in Dakar, I traveled directly to the podium and said hello. And then I just turned around and carefully packed some luggage. And I say, hi, I'm going to Sweden. And then everyone knew that I wasn't really
Normal.
and I started my journey to Sweden. And I had a lot of problems with. In fact, I encountered numerous difficulties and challenges.
D'accord. There's no support. Yes, I have.
We encountered a severely damaged tank, completely incapacitated and abandoned. There were absolutely no discernible roads, no presence of police, and not a single soldier in sight. The question arises, how many kilometers did we travel? A staggering 9,000 kilometers. This incredible journey began all the way from Dakar.
To Sweden?
Yes, the closest. There are no roads anywhere in the world. There was a road in Norway, and that's exactly the Tamanrasset beach. And this guy is like that. He connected with that wind, with that road, with that green, as if he had embodied me, and I relaxed and thought, what is this? And then I started thinking, and I watched him, and he said that the whole car, those bags, those fluids are leaking from my bag, but he's still driving like that. But I dropped the motorcycle and put, sand on it, and that guy with the Mercedes, he came back and he had water and he poured it on the ground. So we have the car, and it was finished. And then I realized it wasn't just the car, it was me. The whole car was done for. So I was like a turbine. And the floor, which I could pull out, was completely finished. So I had to get up and spread out, and he was like, and we had all the keys turned off, and there were people from the village, August, the police, and everyone.
Somehow that day was far away, but we drove up to that nice graded mountain where you could see from the top in Brigadak Kid, the fjord with that island in the middle.
You're talking about Alta now, right? When we arrived...
No, we were still on our way to Alta. It was still before Alta. That was an incredibly long day in terms of kilometers. I have to...
Try to remember that.
We stopped, I'll remind you in a second. Where there was that pile of stones.
Oh, right, yes, I remember now.
Where actually everywhere there are significant piles of stones, which we don't completely understand. And we don't fully know what their true purpose is about. It's some kind of local custom.
We need to look into that. Maybe I should research it and let's record this again.
No, that's enough.
I've read up on it. Usually, these are arranged as a memento, and in Norway there's a legend that they're trolls turned to stone by the first rays of sunlight.
As they say, Lupa and the stones.
Bravo, Monica. I invited my friend to the other side
Of this movement. And you built the car. And managed...
to go to Sweden. Yes, after crossing through this movement again and again. How many? Nine. I traveled approximately 900 kilometers in a single day up to that particular point. Yes. And I eventually arrived at that really big couple precisely 1 hour after their opening on the 27th of December. And then I just
went to... Oh, so you... And I...
rested on the stand they made for me and signed the motorcycle. And I asked Honda Manage, this is the motorcycle. Is there anything else I can do for you? It's such big...
And anyway, it's entirely possible to make things significantly better and improve the overall situation.
Please sign and then highlight the document.
Yeah.
And I think, reflecting on my experiences and observations, that in my place, specifically here in Sweden, there are certain aspects that truly stand out and warrant further consideration. This particular location in Sweden holds a unique significance for me, shaping my perspective and understanding of various matters.
Yes, it is.
Here,
So,
I believe... Wait.
wait. He's on the show. I will be MC Kraft. MC Rap? No, Kraft. MC Winofire.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, but still. Oh, great!
This is a truly authentic and formidable Viking. This is indeed the real, genuine deal, a magnificent and powerful presence.
If you want, go find yourself a Viking. Because it's really hard to find a better husband who could match him. That will be the final and definitive outcome. A truly significant and impactful development that will have lasting consequences.
That is very cool indeed.
Thank you. This is the spot. Thank you. I'll leave you the money later. And also...
We saw the wildest waterfall. Well,
like that. It was the wildest because there was an electric traction line. Well,
okay.
but I'm talking...
About the power of water. Was falling down. Just wait a second.
Finally, we had a chance to get closer. It was already late. We were already running late to the hotel. Already? But we had to stop and walk a bit because that's how it is in Norway. You're driving along the road, you cross a little bridge, and wow, what a waterfall. Then you look, there's a little nook. A nook, You can stop here, so you pull over motorcycle a few steps through the woods, and
That's why it's so great to explore there by motorcycle. Norway, because if we were driving a car, we wouldn't have had the chance to stop anywhere, since it was just a road.
yeah. And now we just went down, and there was simply a spot where someone had made a campfire.
Beautiful! Absolutely wonderful.
Monica, but this is such a really cool trip.
And even the temperature showed 27 degrees on the motorcycle, but it was standing in the sun.
And here we finally arrived in Alta, already close to sunset. And that's how it went. Let's start
Washing clothes.
washing clothes. Yeah, we didn't have any more. We
Ran out of socks.
You can't pack enough socks for a trip like this. It's always a few pairs too few. Yeah. And that's it. There's still one more episode. Yes, there will be
One more episode.
when we finally made it to Nordkapp.
And I have this sneaky plan to convince Andrzej to edit together an episode from the footage we didn't use.
But now try to figure out what we actually didn't use.
And so there will be one more episode. We'll see if I manage to pull it off. To convince Andrzej to do the editing. Something we didn't use. No, come on. For sure we still have some. Because even when we looked through it later, we kept saying, oh, this and this and that. Alright, bye.